Prajwal's passport to be cancelled.
We had no political clearance was either sought from or issued by MEA in respect of the travel of the said MP to Germany. Obviously, no visa note was issued either.
Time up for Predator Prajwal. Maximum focus, maximum news breaks. Top focus on 5 Live.
And let's get you straight to the top stories we're tracking here on 5 Live. Former Prime Minister Deve Gowda shoots off a warning to his grandson Prajwal Revanna, tells him to return to India and face the law 28 days after he escaped from the country. Says he was unaware of Prajwal Revanna's activities. That's what he wants the country to believe. Swati Maliwal breaks her silence on the alleged assault at the Chief Minister's residence. The Aam Aadmi Party MP claims evidence has been tampered with, says she hasn't given a clean chit to anyone and is ready for a polygraph test.
मैं ड्राइंग रूम में थी, अरविंद जी घर पे थे और मुझे बहुत बुरी तरीके से पीटा गया. मैं चीख रही थी, चिल्ला रही थी, पर कोई आया नहीं.
Probe into Pune Porsche killer crash intensifies. Police find that the minor, the underage driver, drove his father's Audi and Porsche without a license for many months. Juvenile court to decide if the minor will be tried as an adult. His bail was cancelled yesterday. He's been sent to a juvenile observation home. Bengal quota war escalates. Prime Minister Modi lashes out at Mamata government, says Trinamool government gave OBC quota to Muslims. This after Mamata vowed to the quota certificates will remain. Deadly clashes in Nandigram once again in West Bengal. BJP worker allegedly killed in clashes. BJP hits the streets in protest, says Abhishek Banerjee, the Chief Minister's nephew's rally sparked the clashes. For 28 days and counting, Karnataka JDS MP from Hassan Prajwal Revanna has been holidaying abroad on a private visit, while cases of rape and sexual assault have piled up against him. In the wake of a set of lurid videos depicting apparent harassment and abuse, broken first by India Today's Bengaluru team, this Lok Sabha parliamentarian, who is in the running for a re-election from his family bastion, has made a total mockery of Indian law, defying repeated summons and remaining stubbornly abroad all this time. Apart from the straight-up violation of legal due process by simply refusing to appear before the police investigation in Karnataka, Prajwal Revanna is also in total violation of India's diplomatic apparatus. 21 days ago, the External Affairs Ministry confirmed that Prajwal Revanna had flown out of India using his diplomatic passport. Now, the use of a diplomatic passport by an MP or anyone requires political clearance from the External Affairs Ministry for any travel, private or official. The ministry says that Prajwal Revanna neither sought such clearance nor was it provided, which leads to the question that few appear to be asking, which is this. If the central government is clear that diplomatic passport protocol has been violated by Prajwal Revanna, then why has his passport not been cancelled so far? In light of the rape FIRs registered against Prajwal, shouldn't cancelling his passport be a priority for the government? Why is the government now saying that a fresh request from the Karnataka Chief Minister for Prajwal Revanna's passport cancellation is being processed? Why wasn't this processed earlier? What explains not processing such a request when it has A, already been made before, and B, shouldn't have even been needed for such a mechanism to kick in? Do rape charges and law enforcement really mean nothing in this country in that case? This is election time. That's the usual gyan you'll get from people talking about this story. And the public in Karnataka and beyond is fully aware that Prajwal Revanna's case goes beyond the usual binaries of the Congress versus BJP. As an enduring dirty secret in Karnataka, it is clear that Prajwal Revanna's alleged crimes have been well known in fact, for years across administrations, and that they've only been weaponized now for maximum political effect. That no party can claim to be blameless in not immediately acting upon the filth and dirt that is explicitly apparent in the evidence thus far. The Congress and BJP can finger point all they want on Prajwal Revanna, but by now it seems clear that both must share the blame for looking the other way in their own time, on their own turf, and failing to act on these barely concealed crimes by Prajwal Revanna. But this doesn't concern the political battlefield, and that's my main point. For far too long, crimes against women, cases of sexual assault and rape have been subject to political mood, who the accused are, who's in power, and the timing of the allegations. We've seen it in every case, big or small, from Sandesh Khali in Bengal to Brijbhushan Sharan Singh to Swati Maliwal. If we as a country are to be taken seriously, we must stop and consider the picture that the last 28 days have painted. A public representative from a powerful political family that includes a former Prime Minister has been allowed to remain abroad on a special passport despite 3 rape cases, multiple summons, and countless victims too scared to step forward. This is the truth we must face, and India today will not stop covering this story. And here is the very latest in it. The External Affairs Ministry has now said it is processing a second request from Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah for the passport, the diplomatic passport of Prajwal Revanna to be cancelled. Does that mean it's going to happen soon? Take a look.
He's Karnataka's predator Neta, Prajwal Revanna. He's alleged to have raped 2 women and has been on the run for nearly a month, apparently holidaying in Germany. Prajwal Revanna fled India right after the second phase of elections, when the sex tapes allegedly featuring him came out in public. But now his free run is set to end. After 2 letters from the Karnataka government to cancel his diplomatic passport, the centre is actively considering a move to clip Prajwal's wings by revoking his passport. In its letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Karnataka government wants Prajwal's return to India.
In the letter, he has categorically mentioned that the alleged accused is abusing the privileges of diplomatic passport and non-cooperating in the legal proceedings in the state of Karnataka. Replying to the letter, the Ministry for External Affairs has confirmed that they have received the letter and they are trying to process the cancellation of diplomatic passport of Prajwal Revanna.
Revanna issue, they have asked to cancel the diplomatic passport and the central government is looking into it, sir. What do you have to say on that?
There is 100% central government only sent to 10% outside.
The BJP, however, slammed the Siddaramaiah government, calling its response a deliberate delay.
ನಾ ಕೇಳೋ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ತನಕ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯ, ಡಿ ಕೆ ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪರಮೇಶ್ವರ್ ಅವರು ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. ಉತ್ತರ ಯಾಕೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ? ಯಾಕೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ FIR ಮಾಡಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಡಿಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ನೀವು? ಈಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ ನಂತರ ಯಾರನ್ನೇ ಆದರೂ ಸಹಿತ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ ನಂತರ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ತರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಭಾರತ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಆ ಕಾನೂನಿನ ಪ್ರಕಾರವಾಗಿ ಏನು ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಸಹಕಾರ ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ತಯಾರಿದ್ದೇ ಇದೆ. ಅದರ ಚುನಾವಣೆ ಮುಗಿಯೋ ತನಕ ಆ ಪೆಂಡ್ರೈವ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ರಮ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳಿಲ್ಲ.
The External Affairs Ministry had earlier said that Prajwal Revanna had clandestinely fled India.
Specifically on political clearance, we had no political clearance was either sought from or issued by MEA in respect of the travel of the said MP to Germany. Obviously, no visa note was issued either. No visa is required for diplomatic passport holders to travel to Germany. The ministry has also not issued any visa note for any of the country for the said Member of Parliament.
Prajwal Revanna's father, H.D. Revanna, out on bail in a sexual harassment case, remained mum when questioned on his son. Anger and outrage increasing against Prajwal Revanna, who continues to remain overseas despite a blue corner notice and a SIT probe against him. With Sagai Raj in Bengaluru, Bureau Report, India Today.
And a truly, truly hilarious piece of breaking news, viewer. See what you think of it. Former Prime Minister of India, H.D. Deve Gowda, the grandfather of Prajwal Revanna, the rape-accused MP hiding like a coward in Germany, Deve Gowda has now published a letter warning his grandson Prajwal Revanna to return immediately from wherever he is and subject himself to the legal process. H.D. Deve Gowda, former Prime Minister of the country, has publicized this letter through his social media accounts, where he says he has basically told his grandson he should not test my patience any further. He says he was unaware of Prajwal's activities. Well, the Honorable former Prime Minister wants the country to believe that he has not been in touch with his grandson and he has not had any knowledge of what has been happening so far, or any explanation as to why Deve Gowda had to wait 28 whole days to publish this letter, where he seems to be suggesting that he is warning his grandson. Well, obviously the question needs to be asked whether Prajwal Revanna, after 28 days of defying multiple summons from the Special Investigation Team, will listen to his grandfather. That's the joke and that's the question that is on the table right now. So where is Predator Prajwal? Where is Prajwal Revanna, who escaped from the country immediately after the Karnataka election involving his seat, and just, coincidentally, hours after the videos of his alleged crimes emerged? There are three rape cases against Prajwal Revanna. 2 summons have been sent by the Special Investigation Team set up by the Karnataka government. 2 letters have been written by Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah so far to the central government calling for his passport to be cancelled. The second letter was written today and the MEA has responded saying they are processing that request. 28 days of absconding abroad. The big questions that we're asking right now before we get a live update from our reporters on where things are at. Number 1, if political clearance wasn't taken, why hasn't Prajwal's diplomatic passport been cancelled for 28 days and counting? Number 2, why has Siddaramaiah's request for passport cancellation not been processed so far? Why is only the second request being processed? Number 3, who is ensuring that no images, no pictures, no videos of Prajwal on his foreign vacation emerge in the public domain? How come he has such top-level protection in Germany also? Number 4, why is an accused rapist being allowed to refuse legal summons from the law enforcement agencies in Karnataka? Who has given him the right to do this? Number 5, does this suggest that Prajwal Revanna has VIP protection, either at the state or the central level? Number 6, if he has violated diplomatic passport protocols, how does the MEA justify lack of action? Let's go straight across to India Today's Foreign Affairs editor Geeta Mohan, also Sagai Raj, who's been tracking this story very, very closely from Bengaluru, and Anaga Keshav, who's also been plugged into how things have been playing out. Geeta, I want to quickly come to you first because the External Affairs Ministry has had an interesting thing to say today. Sources in the ministry say that this request, this letter from Siddaramaiah, the Karnataka Chief Minister, his second such letter in the last month, calling for this passport of Prajwal Revanna to be cancelled, is being processed. What does that mean, Geeta? Explain to us. Does it mean that his passport could soon be cancelled finally?
Well, yes. When the Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Ranveer Jaiswal Shiv was asked about revocation of passport and how did he really get to go without political clearance, or was a political clearance sought, there was a clear answer. There were two aspects where MEA really comes in. One is, should a person use diplomatic passport, he needs clearance from the Ministry, political clearance from the government of India, from the central government, and the Ministry of External Affairs is the nodal agency. That was not sought. So he's already in violation of the rules. Secondly, on the revocation, the request needs to go either as per court proceedings and procedure, or in this case, the investigating agency. The investigating agency, the SIT set up by Karnataka, or the investigating team set up by Karnataka government, has finally sent a letter of request seeking cancellation of the passport, which is now, according to sources who've told India Today, is in process. So once the process is complete and his diplomatic passport is indeed revoked, he will not be able to travel anywhere, which means he's stuck in Germany and he will have to return. There's already a blue corner notice of the Interpol against Prajwal Revanna. So things are looking difficult, things are looking tough. We'll only have to wait and see how long the process is going to take for the revocation and then further for him to return.
Okay, very interesting. Stay with me, Geeta. Sagai, you heard what Geeta just said. It looks like the wheels have begun turning towards, possible passport cancellation, which will inevitably, and necessarily lead to Prajwal Revanna having to come back. What are you hearing? The same day that the Siddaramaiah letter comes out, HD Deve Gowda has also published a letter where he says he is warning his grandson to come back. It seems like there is a sense in Karnataka that the end is near and that Prajwal Revanna will be brought back.
Absolutely. The questions raised by you was valid questions, and probably the JDS has understood the fallout of this particular letter and the response that they have received from the Ministry of External Affairs, because this is the second letter where Siddaramaiah has categorically mentioned that Prajwal Revanna is abusing the privileges of this particular diplomatic passport, because he has a lot of privileges using this particular diplomatic passport and not abiding by the law of the land, where he is not cooperating with the legal proceedings of the state. Whenever the notice has been issued, it has not been entertained. There is no response. He has taken 7 days of permission from the court, which was not being entertained by the SIT. And now there are no clue that where is he, what is he doing. There is a blue corner notice which has been issued. Since he is in Europe, it is easy for him not to use any kind of seaport or a flight. He can still travel in train. So this is a main drawback for the special investigation team, where they are seeking the help of a central investigating agency, where they can help them through finding out his whereabouts. So probably once the diplomatic passport has been cancelled, probably they might get more leads on the whereabouts of Prajwal Revanna. So understanding the fallout of the case, now HD Deve Gowda has written the letter showing that yes, they are not supporting Prajwal Revanna. They are with the government, with the legal proceedings of the law of land. So just a high wash after 27 days, Deve Gowda has written an open letter and a warning to him.
Incredible. I mean, I just wonder, why it took Mr. Deve Gowda so long. He's a former Prime Minister. Isn't he worried about how this, looks for the entire family? Even his son, former Chief Minister HD Kumaraswamy, holding press conferences, trying to distance himself. This is really terrible how things have gone. Anaga, finally to you, 3 rape cases. We saw the shameful visuals a couple of days ago of Prajwal's father, HD Revanna, being welcomed like a hero when he came out of jail on bail. So this is a powerful family that we're speaking about, and that's one of the reasons why, the number of victims that we are hearing about haven't had the power to actually come out and face the police, record their statements. That is also a process that's continuing, Anaga.
Well, that's right, Shiv. It's truly disappointing as to how the grand Gowda clan, ones who were the most influential and powerful family in Karnataka, has stooped so low to the extent that the former Chief Minister, HD Kumaraswamy, had pled in front of Prajwal Revanna so publicly, requesting him to come back and, and save the family's dignity. Even just a few minutes back, his grandfather, senior politician, 91-year-old Deve Gowda, had written a letter openly warning responding to Prajwal Revanna, he clearly looks distressed, distraught, and visibly devastated, requesting him to come back and face the heat in front of the SIT. If he has any ounce of respect remaining for his grandfather, he has requested his grandson to come back to India and face the heat in front of the SIT and face the charges that are being leveled against him. We need to wait and watch what is going to be the SIT's next course of action. Will they be moving to the CBI and to issue a red corner notice, or what's going to be the next course of action by the Ministry of External Affairs? Will they go ahead and revoke Prajwal Revanna's diplomatic passport? So that's going to be the next step to watch out for. Red corner notice or his diplomatic passport being cancelled.
All right, Anaga, Sagai and Geeta, thanks very much for joining me on this important update. Remember, India Today, the only channel putting the spotlight on this hugely important story. 28 days and counting, and we will continue to report it. We've got breaking news coming in now. And we've got a big important update on the Pune Porsche case that we've been tracking all through this week here on India Today. The employed driver of Vishal Agarwal, who was supposed to be driving the Porsche that was involved in that accident, is being questioned by the police again today. Viewer, you know what this means. The driver employed by the Agarwal family, who was supposed to have been driving the car that day, is being questioned by the Pune police today. The driver, in his first statement, had claimed that he was driving the Porsche when the accident happened, and the juvenile accused also in his first statement said that the driver was driving the Porsche when the accident happened. Two other friends of the juvenile who were with him had also maintained that it was the driver who was driving at 160 kilometers per hour and that the vehicle was not being driven by the juvenile, something that has been completely refuted by eyewitness accounts on the ground. Remember, the driver of the car, the juvenile allegedly was pulled out of the car and beaten up before being handed over to the police. But now the driver has been taken in for questioning again. Well, these are images from that night itself. Remember, Vishal Agarwal is in police custody at this time, and the minor driver, whose bail was cancelled yesterday and sent to a juvenile observation home, we're yet to confirm if he's been sent to that home or not. Well, now it appears to be that the strategy of the defense is to somehow make it look like it was the driver who was driving. Only a court will decide that, viewer. We are not the hangman or the jury or the judge in this case. But remember, would a driver be driving a car at 160 kilometers per hour? What of the eyewitness accounts? What of all the people who pulled this boy out of the car and thrashed him before handing him over to the police? Let's go straight across to India Today's Devesh Singh joining us live from Mumbai. Devesh, the driver, the employed driver of the Agarwal family is being questioned right now. Most people, would be very suspicious about this because the images tell a very different story.
Shiv, as you pointed out, that the defense is trying all possible tricks so that they could evade law and evade any further action against the juvenile who has been booked, who has been sent to observation home last evening. There are statements given by the two witnesses. The another two in the car where the accident happened. Another statement is of Vishal Agarwal, the father.
Yes.
And third statement, the fourth statement is of the driver who was working for the Agarwal family. And all four of them claim that the car was driven by the driver and not the juvenile. This is just a trick to evade any further action, any further stringent action which are being taken by the police in this case. Right now, the driver is being questioned by the Pune Crime Branch, and meanwhile, grandfather of the juvenile is also being questioned to get further details in this.
Okay, Devesh, appreciate that. Thank you very much for joining us on that. Is there a trick Could it derail the entire case? What about the testimony of the eyewitnesses who were there, who saw firsthand who was driving the car? This case is far from over, viewer. Justice is nowhere near just yet, and we will continue to track this case very, very closely. The courts will finally decide. We're taking a very quick break here on 5 Live. On the other side, our full focus on the IPL and cricket with Nikhil Nas. That's with us.
Introducing Motorola Edge 50 Fusion. Own the spotlight.
सुप्रीम के 9000 से भी ज्यादा प्लम्बिंग एंड ड्रेनेज प्रोडक्ट्स और वाटर टैंक्स बने हैं क्वालिटी रॉ मटेरियल्स एंड इनोवेटिव डिजाइन से। सुप्रीम टोटल पाइपिंग सॉल्यूशन, जीवन भर का साथ।
India cools down in 10 seconds with Hexa Inverter, heavy duty air conditioner. Higher, more creation, more possibilities.
आप किस एज में रिटायर हुए थे? 39। सोच रहा था काश मेरी भी रिटायर्ड लाइफ आप जैसी हो।
उसके लिए मैदान में उतरना पड़ेगा।
उतरूंगा ना सर।
अरे भाई यहाँ नहीं, म्यूचुअल फंड्स के मैदान में।
म्यूचुअल फंड्स?
हर महीने इन्वेस्ट करो, फ्यूचर की तैयारी करो।